gorgeous souls, welcome. I'm Alyonna Angelica, bringing you messages of light. In this video, we're going to be looking at your personal year number, or as some people call it, your yearly life path number. Now, this is not your general life path number, okay? Your general life path number is where you take your date of birth, you add it with the month, and you add the year of your birth as well. With your yearly number, we take your date of birth, you add it to your month, and you add it to the year that we are in. Okay, so this year 2023 totals to number 7. So this is a number 7 year. Last year was number 6, next year is number 8. So every year you would take your date, your month, and you add it to the year that you are in. That's how you get your personal number. Now, a lot of people have this confusion about master numbers. Okay, so 11 is a master number, 22 master number, 33 master number, but that master number connects to you when you add, if you get that as a total, as the sum of when you total your date, your month, and your year of birth. So if that totals comes to 11 or 22, then yes, you stick to that because those are master numbers. But within the 9-year cycle, your personal year, it is a 9-year cycle. So whatever number you get, even if you get 11, you would add it on 1 plus 1, 2. So you are in a number 2 year this year. Okay, it doesn't matter if you get 11 or this or that. It is, you will still be influenced by the energy of the number of the year that you are in that current year. Okay, I will explain more about the master numbers later, and at the end of this video as well. But now let's talk a little bit about the number 7 year. Okay, so before I show you how to count your number, how to work out what your number is and go into the guidance of the number, let's talk about the number 7 year first. Okay, so we are in the number 7 year. Number 7, on a personal level, it is the awakening. It is the spiritual awakening, the rebirthing of the soul. It is the year where we have to be pushed into the path of our destiny, into where we tap into our soul purpose. It is the year where we have to pay off karma, because we need to start off with a clean slate. If it is the year that you are going to step into your path of your destiny, you have to go in with a clear slate. And this is where a lot of things will change for you. If something is not meant to be in your life, it will be removed from your life. We like to be comfortable. Okay, humans do not like change. So because of that, we experience the dark night of the soul. It is where you feel like finally you get crushed so that you can look at other things, because as long as you're flying high, you're not going to look at other options around you. So if you need to move into a new path, the universe is going to crush you to ensure that you fall down and you are able to see without all those rose-colored or colored lens or glasses that you have on when you were flying high. Okay, so a lot of people experience dark night because it is the way the universe forces you to just let go of everything and start again. Okay, you don't have to start new usually, but sometimes there is this energy of redirection. It all depends on the energy that you are in. If you have experienced it in the last number 7 year, then this year it will just be like paying off certain karmas and things like that, looking at different options around you, but you wouldn't really be in the energy to be crushed. Okay, so that's the energy of a 7. It is the spiritual awakening, because it is when you experience darkness that you will find the light inside of you. Okay, if not, you're not going to do it. You just keep going with the conditioning of society, conditioning of your upbringing, and you just go through life that way. So when you are faced with darkness is where you really look for your light inside, where you really make this connection to God, when you make the connection to the universe. So that is number 7 for our personal energy. So what does that mean for us being in a number 7 year? This means that this is the energy that the whole collective is going to experience. Okay, it's the year where we need to move into the path of our future. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. So we are all going to have to move into this path of, evolving to a new way of living, to a new way of doing things. And we have been preparing for this energy for a long time now. It started back in the foundation year, number 4. In fact, it started way before number 1, number 2, in that first, in this cycle, because this is the year, the cycle. This 9 years is a crucial year. It is the transitioning year, the transitioning cycle for Earth. Okay, it's just like those who were born in like 70s, 80s. You are the ones who have experienced life without the internet, and what it's like, the convenience to have the internet, the convenience to have a mobile phone. So you have experienced both. So for the collective, we are who are experiencing this 9 years here, we are the ones who are bringing in the transition for the future. Okay, we are kind of like the experimental group of souls who are going to work out what works for us in the future. Okay, so number 7, it can come with the dark night of the soul. And I've been shown a premonition, or I've received a premonition to see a time where we literally go through a reset, a complete reset. And the reset will come with 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. And through that, everything is open, and portals are open, everything is open. Now, that is not going to happen this year, but I've been shown that it will happen in the number 7 year. So whether it is the next 7 year, or in another 100 years in a number 7 year, I have got the train tooting out there. So I guess in another 100 years before that 7 comes. But if you would like to know more about that, you would like to understand more about this 3 days and night of darkness, I talk about that in my Patreon video. That is a little bit more personal to me, so I didn't really want to put that out in public. So if you want to know more about that, please head over to my Patreon. I will put the link in the description section down below, so you can look for that, and you can head over there to listen more about what will happen around that time, what it is about. If you also want to understand about the dimensions, about the rise and fall of civilizations, about the matrix we are in, the programming that we are in, if you want to understand about your dreams, what else do I talk about? I talk about a lot of things on Patreon, timelines, how to jump timelines, how to create your own reality and things like that. Head over to my Patreon, okay? All those videos are there. I also post weekly pick a card readings there, so if you enjoy those videos, head over to Patreon. Now, coming back to this year, this is the year, like I said, it's an experimental year. We have to evolve. There's a lot of things that is going to change, and for change to happen, sometimes things have to collapse. We have to stir things up, right? So they're showing me a cup, right? A cup of water, and there's all the debris sitting at the bottom of the cup. If you just pour the water out, the debris is still sitting at the bottom. Maybe a little bit may come off, but the rest is still down there. In order for you to get everything out, you have to shake the cup. Okay, you have to shake the water, and that's when the debris eventually comes up. It mixes with the water, and it's like, whoa, chaos in the water, and then we can, throw everything out. We are in that energy right now. We are in the year of the water. Okay, this is the water year. So things need to be shaken up. Okay, things have to be shaken up for the debris to come up, for us to actually see our ways, for us to pay attention and look at the things that we are doing. Is it working for us? Is this something that we want to keep doing? Do we want to bring change? We have to awaken to see where we are being used, where we are not. Who is using us? What are we? What's going on? Is this a good system that we are in? Is there any higher power within Earth that's using us, taking advantage of us? All these things will be made clear to us this year. Okay, so for that to happen, there needs to be chaos. So things have to become really bad before it can become better. So we are living through that time. Okay. There's also going to be a lot of inventions, new things coming in, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to fight these inventions. It's just like that whole microwave thing all over again, where once upon a time people were like, microwave, bad, 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 bad. And now almost every household has a microwave. We have learned to live with it. We have learned to make it better so that it doesn't really kill us and things like that with the radiation and all that, right? So we are coming into this time again where we are going to learn how to deal with how to manage these energies. Okay, now forgive me if I repeat myself here, because this is the third freaking time that I am recording this video. Thanks to Mercury, I'm blaming it on Mercury. The first 2 times that I made this video and I saved it, the audio got distorted. So I'm like, oh no. So I'm doing it again, and I'm trying to make sure that I remember everything that I said. Okay. So anyway, like I mentioned, we are in between places. We are moving into a more advanced state of living. Okay, there are a lot of things that are going to change, and if you see, things that have come in, we've been trying it already, right? So since 2020, we have been forced to move online, to start to live differently, to do things differently, to you know, it's there's changes that started coming in from there. A lot of people lost their jobs, you know, they're forced to look into other things, forced to look into other ways of earning income. So many people have, you know, jumped on the internet as a way to earn their income. You know, there are courses out there teaching you how to make money online, and you know, because that's where we're coming. And that will also come to a point where it will stop, and then we'll have to move into something even bigger. Okay, so we're just, you know, moving into that energy here. Okay, um we're also coming into this energy of holistic healing. So we're going to learn about, we're going to discover new ways of healing. And this is something that I was shown when I was at the dentist one day, and I was sitting there and they were, you know, having my teeth done, scaling, drilling, whatever they were doing. And I just thought, oh my God, this is torture. I just kept thinking to myself, this is torture. I can feel my whole head vibrating with, you know, whatever equipments they were using, with my mouth open. And it just felt like some medieval torture thing. And then my guides came in and they laugh, and they go like, you are still living through through the medieval stages when it comes to your healthcare. You know, we already have, like, of course, you know, time is irrelevant. So they already exist a time where um light and vibration would heal our body. And they showed me an image of this person putting something into the mouth, you know, and it just does this light thing, and then it heals everything. You take it out and you're done. So no, you know, sitting down there being drilled and stuff like that. It's just like back in the days where, you know, doctors are using saws to cut your leg and cut your bone, you know. It was a learning process, right? So we are at this stage now, but it's still considered very primitive. Our the things that we used to heal is still very primitive, and we are moving into the new age where, you know, we're going to learn to work with crystals and sound and vibration and light to heal. Okay, so we are moving into that, but in order to get there, we are going to have to experiment. So there's going to be some things that work, some things that don't work. There's going to be people rising up fighting against certain things. So again, chaos. Okay, the year of the chaos, because next year is where we kind of discover a new way of living. You know, we come into a, like, earth comes into a new identity. This is what we are about, this is what society is about. So there's going to be all those things. I also see there might be even a new religion that will come up. You know, people say that I don't resonate with mine, and then they click into another one. So it's all about kind of teaching people to not follow, you know, it's like to trust themselves and to have that spiritual connection to God and to the universe. This is the energy that we're coming into as well. So a lot of changes, you know, we are evolving in the way that we are, that the way that we live. We are trying to make life easier, we are trying to heal, we are trying to have, you know, science and spirituality combined. You know, there's a lot of things going on here. We are trying to fix the system that is flawed. So it's gonna be a busy year. Okay, it's gonna be a busy year, especially during the eclipses. A lot of things will come out. We are not gonna feel this energy right up to March. Okay, March is where we are gonna start tapping into this energy at the next new moon in January, which is the Lunar New Year, and then we're gonna start to slowly open up, walk through the portal, and we really open and enter the 2023 portal in March this year. So that's where we're going to start to see all these changes happening. Okay, now let's jump into the part where I show you how to calculate your number and how to work out what your number is. Okay, now let's calculate your personal year number. Okay, so I'm going to start by giving you an example of my number. So I'm born on the 1st of April 1983. So what we do is we take the date, so we have 01, we add the month 04 April, and it doesn't matter what year you are born in, we count the year that you are in. Okay, so this year 2023 is number 7. Okay, because 3 plus 2 plus 2, so 2 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 7. Last year it was 6. Next year it will be 8. Okay, so this year 7, so we plus 7, we add 7. Okay, so this totals to 7 plus 4 plus 1 totals to 12. So when you come to a double digit number, you've got to add that together. So here we have 1 plus 2, and so this equals to 3. So this year I am in life part number 3 or a personal year number 3. So I would connect to the reading for number 3. Okay, so say you're born on the 23rd of November, so 11. So then you add this year 2023, which totals to 7. Okay, so you get 14. So when you have 14 here, you've got to add 1 plus 4, so you get 5. You are in number 5. Okay, if you get a number that totals to 11, then you're going to do 1 plus 1. If you get 22, it is 2 plus 2. Okay, so here you have 2, here you have 4. I know a lot of people say, oh, but 11 and 22 are master numbers and things like that. Yes, they are master numbers. In this would be relevant if you are counting your whole life path number. So which means that if you had your date plus the month plus your year total to 11, then that's a master number. You total, so that's your number 11 number. Or if it totals to 22 or 33, those are all master numbers. Okay, but if you are counting it this way and you add up number 7 and you get an 11, you are 2. Okay, if you get 22, then you are 4, right? But if you are born in where you have a full life path number where you total all of these and you get 11 or 22, then skip right to the end of this reading. I have a message for you there. Okay, but if you just total this and you get this, then you are not in a master number. You are connected here to number 2. Okay, while if but being in 11, you may not get the full effects of 2 because you are still bouncing off other people's energy. I will explain that at the end of the video. But you will still experience at least partial energy of the 2. So if you're 22, you will have partial energy of 4. Okay, so you will experience some of it. Okay, I hope this is clear. So I'm gonna let you count your own number, and then you can look for the timestamp of your number and you can skip to your reading. Okay, so let's begin with number 1. Number 1, you are starting a whole 9-year cycle, a new cycle in your life. So this year can be easy or it can be difficult for you. Okay, it's like you are in between two energies here. For some of you, you are going to have to let go of anything that cannot follow you into the next 9-year cycle, anything that is no longer serving you for your highest good, something that has completed the karmic cycle, the karmic journey, that cannot follow you into the next 9 years anymore, because you're meant to have new experiences, new lessons, new soulmates coming in, your new soul tribe coming in. So a lot of things will have to move away. Okay, anything that is toxic or anything or anyone that's holding you back will be removed from your life. So that can be a little bit difficult for people, so there's grieving involved and things like that. But on a more positive side, you are, number 1 in a number 7 year. So whenever things, all the new technology and new things come in, you would be one of the ones who can really tap into this energy very quickly. You will be one of the first ones to get on board, to evolve and, embrace this new energy. So you will be less resistant to change. It's like you're open to all these new things. Okay, so this is the new beginning for you. Embrace whatever that you have, and think about what you want these next 9 years to be like for you. Set your intentions, set your goals this year, and you will begin working towards it. Okay, so stop trying to hold on to your past. Stop trying to be who you were before, because that's no longer who you are. Okay, you have come out of that caterpillar energy and you are moving into butterfly energy now. Okay, so let's see. Yep, if you've got this here, you are out of that karmic cycle. So this is a whole new cycle for you, new tribes, new people coming in, appearances of your soulmates. You are very connected to the age of Aquarius. You're moving into that energy. You're going to be making the right friends who know you. It's kind of like basically destiny. Okay, destiny is there and you're tapping into this new energy. I see you connecting to a lot of new people. This is going to be a very good year for you. You will have comforts. I see good things. I see passion all around you. You're connected to energies that other people are not. You will connect to it before other people connect to it as well. there is this good solid foundation below you, and it's like the universe wants to look after you this year. Okay, so this is a really good year for you. Finance, everything seems to be good for you this year as well. You will have a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration, and the ability to create things and create the life that you want. It's like the magician energy. You can create whatever that you want this year. I also see you creating along with the universe and tapping into new energies. And it's like when something new comes up, you just have an idea. For example, the first person that came up with pick a card readings when people started doing blogs and things like that online. And this person was like, wow, they had this idea, and all of us, the rest of us, kind of just follow through and say, hey, that's working, I want to do that too. And then here we are doing it. So you're one of the first people who would trust the changes happening, and you would trust that you have what it is within you to create this new to create something new for yourself. Okay, to create this new life. You are very passionate this year. There's just you're surrounded by a passion for life. So it's like you just feel free. You're like a bird out of the cage. That's where you are at this year. So let's get some advice for you. Number ones. So we have opening your eyes to new possibilities, leaving all opportunities, and stepping out of this energy where you felt any discontent, or grabbing any missed opportunities. Okay, that's where I see for you, and that's what you're meant to be doing. You're also going to receive gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, and also receiving a loan, or you are going to be able to pay off any debts that you have this year. Okay, now moving on to number two. Number two, you are in the energy of collaboration. Okay, for you, it's all about partnerships, collaborations, your soulmates, relationships. This year you're going to learn all about that, how to work with other people. Singles will meet their loved ones. If you are in a relationship and it's not working, the universe will show you what you need to do, how you can fix things, or what, the direction that you need to move on in your life. You will also be the ones who will support family members or friends who are going through separations. I feel like you will be there to support them. You will have this higher understanding on how to be there for other people. If you had a total of 11 and then you came down to number two, then this year you will not be affected too much by the energy. So while most people would be tapping into this, energy of collaborations and partnerships and things like that, for you, it is more on the surface. It's like you're preparing yourself to tap into the energy, but you may not really tap into it this year. Okay, so let's see with the cards, what can you expect? So this year, let's see, it's all about you stepping up. Stepping up for yourself. It's healing the inner child. So this year, it's like you have to unite with your inner child. So number two, I always see it as the two pillars, but instead of you and another soul outside of you, you're connecting to that soul inside of you. Okay, there's a lot of good energy as well. I feel like there is a lot of activations that will happen for you this year, DNA activations as well. You will see the past being burnt away. There's going to be dramatic changes happening in your life as well. This year, you will feel like you may need to fight for what is yours. Okay, you may need to fight for what is yours. It's like you're going to be tested in a way because you are two in the number 7 year. So for you, it's kind of like the universe kind of testing you. How much do you really want what you want? Okay, how much do you really want what you have? So you might need to really stand up and fight for what is yours. Stand up for what is yours. Okay, that's the energy that I feel here. But overall, I do see good things where when it comes to investments, I see you buying a second thing. So for example, if you have a house, you're buying your second house, which may be an investment house. If you have an office, you are expanding, you're opening a second office. If you have one channel, you're expanding, you're opening another channel. So there's going to be two of things that you're doing. And it's interesting because now they're showing me Noah's Ark, and they're showing me, the water coming in. We are in a water changing year. With Noah's Ark, there's like two of each animals as well. So it's like whatever that you're doing, you're expanding two. Okay, let's see what else do we need to know for you. Number twos, you are coming into this energy where you're forgiving people who have hurt you in the past. You know, you may not want them back in your life, but it's like karma is going to play an important role here. So when karma taps in, you are able to then let go. It's like you see them paying for their karma, so you feel like finally you can let go of the anger. Because before this, maybe the people that hurt you or people who did that have been like, flying up there in the sky, having the best life, and you're like, this is not fair. So now you're seeing justice being served, and you are going to be in a much better place this year. Okay, you're also going to be making new commitments here, right? New commitments. So maybe, like I said, a new business, a new investment, commitment to a relationship. Okay, making some changes there. It's a lot of healing that will come to you this year. Okay, this is the year where you are being, um, shown the door that will lead you to the life of your dreams. Okay, it's like a year where the dream comes true for you. It's a very magical year this year for you, group two. Number two. I'm so used to saying group. Number twos. Now let me get some. Let's get some advice for you this year. Get some advice. So we have abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and just keep making long-term plans. Okay. Also, you will have relationships that will continue to grow closer. There's forgiveness involved, and there is a positive resolution to any conflicts that may happen. So you may also go through a time where you may have to face, like I said, it's a fight or a battle that cannot be avoided, but it has to happen for something good to come in from that. You know how they say in relationships, you are not really strong, or you can't really call yourself to be in a relationship until you have your first fight, and that's where you really come closer together. Yep, that's the energy that I feel for you this year. Okay, because seven, like I said, is chaos, and it's like shaking things up. So everyone's going to be shaken up in some way. Last year six was, number six was very positive, was a lot of blessings. So even those who were going through dark night went through it in a very subtle way. Okay, but seven is like in your face. So everything that we experience here in every number, we're all getting shaken up in some ways. Okay, now coming on to number three. So number three, you are in a very spiritual energy this year. Okay, this year the three, nines, and six. Okay, so three, six, nines. Those who are in these numbers, you are the ones who are going to be assisting the collective when we experience any chaos. It is your energy that will bring, that will raise the vibration of the planet when everyone is experiencing chaos or darkness or low vibration. It's your energy that will be up. Okay, because you're going to be in a really good space this year. You are going to be very blessed. You are connected mind, body, and soul. So you are very spiritual. It's like you're moving through things, you're getting messages, you just know what to do. You will start to feel like you have massive psychic energy. You just know, if it's like you think of someone, that person calls you. You think of something else, it happens. It's like you are tapping into this energy before. So you are able to navigate through this year because you are tapped into all different things. This is also the year that will bring in change for you. So um if you're meant to move somewhere else, and it's like you will have to go to a place where your energy is needed. So there's a chance of moving homes, moving jobs, moving country, big changes like that. It's like this union with your higher self. There will be timelines joining as well, merging of timelines, merging of realities. So it's quite a magical time for you, group three. Okay, let's see what else we can expect for you, number threes. I keep saying group three. What else we can expect for those who are in life part three, personal number three? So you are expanding beyond all limits. You are, being promised a beautiful future. You're going to have to just move through all the restrictions that we may experience this year. You are going to feel like you just, you don't want an ordinary life, and you're not going to have that. You're going to be connecting to the universe in a very different way. A lot of you would start to work with magic, ritual, ceremony. I see candles everywhere. um, yeah, you're helping people who are stuck in religious conditioning. So I see you doing a lot of things for humanity, and also for the animals. I see you doing a lot for the animals. Some of you, you may be getting a pet this year, or at least at the end of this year. I do see an animal coming into your life, sharing your space with an animal. I see you becoming very, very earth like, very earthy, like a Earth fairy. It's funny. I'll always say crystal fairies, but it's like earth fairy. I see you very light on your toes, and you are touching the earth. It's like kind of like tapping into Wiccan paganism, that kind of energy that, but it's more, it's it's like it's you. Okay, you're not following a particular religion or a particular lifestyle, or it's like you're just being you, and you're connected in ways that you can't imagine. I also see travel for you, so you might be traveling to different places, mountain regions, lake regions, air flight. I do see air travel for you this year as well. Okay, this year it's just movement towards your life purpose, where you're meant to be, and you're going to be in a place that you are going to set your roots for the next, at least next 10 years. Okay, that's what I see for you here. Number threes, let's get more messages. So you're giving birth to new ideas. Some of you may, this is interesting because a lot of times when it comes to like having a child, it would be in a number 5 year, or at least a number 4 year. um but I see some of you may be tapping into this energy where you're giving birth to new energies. um you might also be having a child yourself. Okay, but what I'm seeing here is mostly where you are the pillars this year. You are the pillars, so the energy has to come. When it comes to earth, it has to come through a portal, right? So it's coming through you. Okay, so whatever download is coming in, whatever new gifts and energy that needs to be born on earth is going to come in through you, number three. Okay, your finance is going to be really good this year. Financial health is going to improve. You're going to learn how to do new things. Yeah, you're tapping into your life purpose beautifully. You're going to be given opportunities to be seen, opportunities to grow, to evolve. You're going to find a new side to yourself. Look at that life purpose. You know how I mentioned life purpose, so that's come up again here. um yeah, and you're going to have a familiar. You're going to be working with animals this year. Okay, now let's get some advice for you, number three. Let's get some advice for you. What do you need to know this year? So we have clearing away all that no longer serves you, and also being able to see the humor in a situation. So while people are panicky, you are able to sit there and just go like, "Ha, well, that sucks," but it is what it is, and you're able to laugh through things. You are going to be very independent this year. I see you are doing things out of experience. You're gaining a lot of experience as well. You're very realistic as well. And this is sense of wittiness that you have, which is gonna, that's why I said you have this energy of just bringing happiness in. You help a lot of people there. Okay, you're also able to make objective decisions. There is an energy here for some of you. If you are in a relationship, there's a proposal coming, so you might be getting married. Some of you may be falling in love this year. If you are single, meeting your soulmate, moving in with a soulmate as well. There's going to be a lot of emotions coming up, and you are able to balance your emotions. I also see invitations to huge social events. So you're going to be like a star. Everyone wants your energy in there. A lot of opportunities, people offering you things where you kind of travel to a different world. That's what it feels like. So traveling overseas, those are things that I see for you. Okay. Okay, moving on to number four. So, number four, this is the year where you create a new foundation for yourself, and you are usually preparing this foundation to build what is coming to you next year. Okay, next year is your life initiation. So, you're preparing for new things, So, a lot of you are going to be working on changing the energy that you are in. You're creating new things for yourself, and being in a number 7 year, you're going to be creating foundations in different places. Okay, you're creating a few foundations that is going to be that is going to be real to you. Okay, so a lot of you're no longer going to just put foundations that you think, oh, this works for society, so I'm doing it. You're going to create foundations that is true to you. Okay, what you feel aligns with your values, that is what you're going to be creating this year. Okay, so let's look at what we can expect this year using the cards for number fours. Number four, here we have foundation. Okay, so creating new foundations. So this year you are going to have to draw your strength. You're not going to let anything knock you off your feet. You're not going to listen to what people tell you. People are going to say, but this is not going to work. We've always been doing it this way. This works. You're not going to listen to that. You're just going to create a solid base for yourself. This is not the time for you to rush. This is not the year for you to rush. You've got to be practical and go slow. Okay, go slow, because whatever that you are building right now, whatever that you are creating, you want this to last. So let go of your fears, because you have a tendency to push through. You want things to happen really quickly, and a lot of things happened very quickly for you last year. So this year, if you feel like, why are things taking so long to come, for example, you place an order for a new car, and it takes months for it to arrive. Trust. Okay, there's a reason for it. If you were to get the car earlier, maybe it might be, the car might have issues, they might have defects and things like that. So keep an open mind, go slow, draw your strength where needed. Don't be stubborn. You have to allow yourself to evolve and do new things. Don't sit in your head. Okay, a lot of you will be in your head and feeling a lot of fears. I see you making a lot of new foundations after the eclipse. So changes there. So some of you, you may even have certain foundations collapse, like, okay, this is not working anymore, so let it go. Okay, especially during the eclipse time. So you are affected by both the eclipses, the mid-year eclipse and the end of the year eclipse. So April, May, and also around September, October, November. Those are the times that you will see a lot of changes there. But whatever changes that comes, it's like, you knew that this foundation had to change. You knew that you had to build a new one, or you had to allow certain foundations to collapse. You knew that. So it's not going to come in as a shock, or, like, oh my gosh, right? A lot of you are going to be focused on your work. It's like you are creating your legacy. That's what I see here. Your reputation. You are, if some of you, if you have been wronged in the past, well, this is the year where you're going to regain your reputation. I see you working really hard. You've got to be very disciplined this year. Okay, this year is the energy where you've got to tap into the energy of just being very disciplined, looking at the bigger picture and taking it slow, step by step, doing what needs to be done, and following your truth. Okay, you are creating what is true to you, because you are just ready to step into this new energy of your life purpose. You're ready to step into, to go on to the next level. It's like you have stepped into your life purpose. You were doing what needed to be done within that level, but now you are leveling up. So it's time for you to go bigger. And I see you, I really see you going bigger. I see you traveling to foreign lands. I see you connecting to, not just around you, you're connected to worldwide. So you might be working with the internet as well, or you are going to be traveling around the world for your work. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. This year is the year where you begin to manifest the life of your desires, the life of your dreams. There's a transformation that will happen for you this year. So that's interesting. And with the butterfly here, I feel like you have already experienced the transformation, to be honest. You are just now moving up. Okay, like I said, you have been doing your purpose based on as a caterpillar, but now as a butterfly, your purpose has to evolve. So you have got a different purpose now, and that's what I see. It's like a new blueprint. So a lot of you will be working with Archangel Michael as well this year. A lot of you would feel the need to go vegan or vegetarian. I do see that as well. And you will be tapping into new energies. A lot of times I realize that when you first step into your soul purpose, when you begin doing something that's going to keep building for the next few years, you will feel this need to just be pure light. So you wouldn't want dense energy like eating meat and having the dense energy of meat going into your body. So a lot of you would, at least for a year, you would go vegan, vegetarian before you ask yourself, what exactly do I want, and am I okay with this lifestyle? Okay. Just know that number four is you're going to be doing something, a new talent, something you're going to pick up on. This is just a stepping stone to what you're going to be doing in 3 years from now. Sorry, 4 years from now, 4 to 5 years from now. You're going to be doing something that is so big you can't even imagine it right now. But you need to work through the stepping stone here. So you're going to embrace this new talent, and you're going to be doing something very different in this new foundation, because this is a stepping stone towards what's coming for you down the road. Okay, so now let's get some advice for you, number fours. Let's get some advice. So number four, we have organization and logic. So structure, discipline, and leadership. Okay, just like I said, so you have to tap into the Emperor's energy. And oh, look, this is interesting. You know how I said Archangel Michael's working with you? There you go. We have Archangel Michael here working with you. Okay, don't know if you can see. I know it's not very clear in the recording, but because I can't really save it in a really huge file. When I save the file, if it's really huge, then it takes me 2 days to upload. So until I get better internet, my videos are going to be kind of like shitty quality, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Um, I'm moving to a new place next year, so hopefully then I would get better internet connection and yeah, I can have better quality videos. Anyway, coming back to your reading. So structure, discipline, taking charge, leadership, tapping into this new energy, connecting to Archangel Michael and saying that I am ready to tap into my new purpose. These are all the energies that is coming in for you. Okay. And I love how this is also Archangel Michael and also number 4, my dear number 4s. Okay. um Seeds well planted, planting your seeds. Just you might have some temporary pause in action when certain foundations collapse, but this you will probably tap into unnecessary worries, but don't worry about it. Keep working with earth energy is powerful, especially because you are creating foundations. It's all about earth energy. Okay, May during the Taurus season, which is earth season, which will be very important for you as well. It's going to be life changing for you. Okay, now moving on to number 5. So my number 5s, welcome to your initiation here. So number 5 is powerful along with number 7. These are the life-changing years for us. So while number 7 is a spiritual awakening, initiation, spiritual initiation, number 5 is life initiation. Okay, so what's a life initiation? It is basically where you transition from one part of your life to another. So for example, um when going from maiden to mother. Okay, so when a woman has a child, when she has a baby, she goes from maiden to mother. You can't go back to being a maiden again. Once the child's out, you have a pop, you've popped the child out, it's there. You can't go back and go like, oh, I'm not. So that's a transition, moving into the energy. And it doesn't matter, maybe you adopt a child, or maybe even if you don't actually have the child, but when the womb is activated, you go into the energy. When you have this energy, when you adopt the child, you enter the energy of mother as well, or father energy. Okay, so a lot of times that is the energy. It's like an initiation, like now you are a mother, now you are a father. When a child reaches puberty, now you are an adult. You can't go back to being a child again. There's no going back from these changes. Okay, spiritual initiation, sometimes you go through the dark night, you can go through whatever that happens, and then at some point you can actually be stubborn and go back to your old way of doing things. Then you have to face the dark night again, but you can go back to old ways of doing things. With number 5 initiations, you can't. Okay, so this is also a year that is telling you, like, we're going to give you options, we're going to give you choices. Think carefully about the choices that you make, because if you do things that's creating karma for you this year, you'll have options. If you choose the karma, the option that has karma, then you're going to pay for it in 2 years from now, in the number 7 year. So be mindful of your choices this year. You will have a lot of choices, and a lot of the choices would have karmic attachments to it as well. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing. But overall, this is going to be changes. Some of you would move to a new house, changes in where you're living. This big change in your energy. Okay, for some of you, it's things that that is going to happen. Moving on, it's like a new way of living. There's also the energy of winning the lottery, and all of a sudden now you have all this money, so there's a new way of living. So it's a very powerful year to be in. Okay, now let's ask the cards. Tapping into your energy, I'm feeling a little tummy upset here. So number 5, I'd say look after your health. A lot of you could have health issues this year, so look after your health. Okay, because I kept feeling uneasy, and I felt like I was my I was getting choked, and my saliva was getting stuck in my throat. So yeah, look after your health. Also your voice. Okay, careful of what you say. That's something that I'm hearing for you, number 5s. For you, just like group 4, just like number 4, you have this energy where you're connected to earth in a very different manner. There's a lot of good things coming in when it comes to your foundation. April and May will be important months for you as well. It feels very positive compared to other people this year for you. You're connecting to earth That's energy because new foundation here. I see a lot of passion around you, you know, people looking after you. It's like the universe is looking after you as well. You will be tapping into the energy where you are preparing to support someone else. That's interesting. It's like you're supporting someone else. So some of you could be having a child this year, so you're preparing to support another soul. That's something that I'm seeing here. It is part of your life purpose. Whatever changes that happens to you this year, it's part of your life purpose. You will meet new people. There's definitely energy of children involved. Changes in your children's lives as well. I see you also joining a club or an organization, being part of a group. Some of you might be changing courses, going to school, changing schools, you know, going to a new course where you're meeting new people, a new tribe, new friends. Yeah, these people are the ones, this energy is just going to be the ones that's going to support you when you go through your spiritual initiation in 2 years from now. Okay, let's get a few more messages here using some other decks. So career, okay, career can be what you're doing now or what you are starting to do in the future. Okay, so it's changing. You got to trust what you feel inside. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, you got to free yourself from the expectations that people have set on you. So if people feel like, you know, tell you that this is what you should be doing, you know, at this age, or this is what is good, this is what society says, you do what is right for you. Okay, you've got to free yourself from the cage, because I feel like this year you can feel quite stuck, and there's a lot of fear involved, and I feel like you can, you know, just go back into hiding. So step out of the cage. Okay, there's a lot of healing available to you this year. I feel like you will meet souls that will heal you. Okay, you will have this connection to meet souls that will heal you. And also, again, like I said, this is karmic energy involved, so ensure that you are doing the right thing. Balance the scales. Don't create new karma for yourself. Okay, let's get some advice for you, group number 5. Let's get some advice for number 5. Put this back. So some advice for number 5s. A lot of water energy coming in. So the need to do some research and make a decision. Complex decisions may come up. You need to stop procrastinating and, you know, decide, do what needs to be done. I also see you needing to heal with water, so doing a lot of water baths, water healing, going to a hammam, and, you know, getting a water treatment, water baths, and things like that. You also have the power of creativity, so you will be recognized for your high quality work, and also being a team player. This year, it's like you're going to be working with other people. So groups, that's why I kept saying organization, groups. It's like your energy, for some reason, number 5s this year, your energy is tied to someone else. This is really interesting. So your energy is tied to someone else. So for example, if you have a child, then your energy is based on, you know, that child, helping that child thrive. If it's, you know, with a group, it's like you are in that leadership position and you're helping, you know, those people thrive. So your energy is needed here on earth as, you know, changes happen. You will also have a good inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, and you will be signing important documents or contracts. Okay, so some of you may be getting married, some of you may be ending your marriage. But whatever that happens, it feels very positive. It feels like it's part of your purpose here. Okay, it feels like it's surrounded by a lot of love. Now, moving on to number 6. So my number 6, you are in the energy to receive, receive, receive. Okay, and whatever that you're receiving now, you know, you are going to use it next year when you go through your spiritual initiation. So this year is the 1 year you have to make amends, to clear off karma, to, you know, to listen to your intuition, to follow the guidance of the universe, because your universe is showing you, is telling you, look, you know, this is not working anymore, or we are giving you all this, right? What do you want to do with it? How can you be a better person? You know, so they're going to give you, it's like 6 takes you quite high. Okay, it takes you quite high, so that when you, if you need to fall at any point, you really feel the impact of the fall. And that fall comes in 7, right? So, you know, 6 is where you have to keep your ego in check, ensure that you are not, you know, put, you know, um getting, letting your ego thrive. We all have ego, we all need to survive with our little bit of ego. But if your ego is going up there where you have these lenses on and you can't really see the world, you're disconnected from humanity, then yes, your ego needs to break. Okay, so if you are in this energy where you're receiving all these gifts, you're receiving new energies, new powers coming in powers, right? And all of a sudden you are like, I am master healer, I am ascended master healer, and things like that. Next year you'll get a reality check, you will collapse. Okay, and I see a lot of people going through this. It's like getting promotions, going higher, and you're like, I am this, and then you feel this power. And if you haven't been in that power place before, it's easy to get an ego trip and have a power trip. Okay, and a lot of people in number 6 end up going through this power trip only to collapse the year after, because the universe is telling you, look, you are meant to be here, but you're also meant to keep your ego in check and be fair. You are also meant to be connected to everyone else. You can't reach that position and not connect to people. The higher you go, the more people you need to connect to. You can't disconnect from people. We are all connected. So if you're reaching a level where you are disconnected from people, I'm repeating myself, I'm going to stop. So basically that's the energy here. um but I feel like for you, you are going to support a lot of people this year. You're going to help with, your energy, shining your energy, sharing your energy. I see writing, so you might be doing a lot of writing. Maybe some of you might be publishing books this year, publishing your words, publishing written words. That's something that I do see. It's like, if you're a writer, then this is the year for you to put your book out there. Okay, it may not, it may not be taken right away by people, but I feel like it will take a few years and then people will pick up that book. It's like you're writing a book for the future. It's like in future people would recognize your work. But while things are happening in the number 7 year through the chaos, people are not going to recognize your energy, your work, and your contribution to our world. Okay, now let's look at the cards to see what you can expect for number 6. So electronics, working with electronics, I do see that. Fated meetings. um it is an energy to kind of clear karma before you reach next year. So doing good, doing kind of like collecting karma points. I know it doesn't work that way, but it just feels like that for you. You're also going to be tapped into a lot of you tap into the clouds that gives you the information to help people. It's like you're going to be channeling messages. A lot of you are very artsy people, so even if it's a book, a writing, poetry, painting, creating music, those are the things that I see for you. Okay, this year ensure that you are not going to put up with toxic energy. You're not going to put up with things that you feel does not align with your values. um Ensure that you're not letting go of what is yours as well. Okay, you will receive a lot of offers this year, so just be careful of the contracts that you sign and the offers that you accept. Okay, that's the message there for you. um a lot of things are changing for you, so while you are, because you are so connected on that spiritual plane this year, I see that when it comes to your 3D things, nothing is set in stone. It's like even if you go for a medical checkup, it's like things won't make sense. The results will not be accurate. When you are doing things on a 3D level, it's not really accurate, but you can trust your intuition. Your intuition is on point. Anything to do with your, your spiritual side, your psychic ability, um, those things would be spot on for you. Okay, so this is the year to trust your intuition. Okay, we have home, so changes in your home life. There might be people coming in or moving out of your home as well. A lot of you are going to be moving into this new energy. Um, for some of you, because number 5, you could have been pregnant or your partner could have been pregnant, so you might be becoming parents or parents again this year, where you might give birth to a child or your partner giving birth to a child. Some of you may even bring a pet into your home, an animal into your home. um, this is the year to also ask for forgiveness from those that you have hurt in the past. I do see this as something that you need to do. Also, reconnecting to old friends. I see old friends coming back into your life this year, okay, because I feel like they are going to need your help. So it's a good time to revisit old things as well, rather than really putting new things. It's like the souls that come to you are the old souls that you are connected to on a spiritual path, or old friends who you were connected to in the past. um it's also, going back to your old dreams, your desires, kind of looking into those things that you let go of before you are bringing it back into your life. Okay, so revisiting things, that's what you're going to be doing this year. So to get some advice for you, we have clearing away all that no longer serves you, and making good decisions. We also have a content and rewarding family life this year. Your emotional and material needs are met. So you will have trustworthy relationships and connections. You also will have brilliant new ideas and inspirations, and you will be able to see the truth of a situation. So you may have, some challenges coming in as things change for you, but you've got to do what is true to you, and the path that does not have karma. Okay, you may have some fear surrounding money. Some of you may feel uncertain when it comes to self-employment. Like I said, when it comes to your material 3D possessions, things feel uncertain, but you got to trust the universe, because the universe will look after you. You are very connected to that level, so you'll feel like, you're not really secure here, and you will feel like you need to maybe attach yourself to people to help you. So ensure that you're not attaching yourself to the wrong people, or people that you are going to break families and things like that. Okay, so I feel like, attaching yourself to someone, like maybe someone who's already married, because you want that help from them, and then you're creating karma. This is an example. I'm not saying that number six everyone goes through this, but just an example. Okay, but overall, you have the wisdom to accept help from others. That's it. Just ensure you really think things through before you make any decisions. Okay, now moving on to number seven. My number sevens, you are seven in a 7 year. So you are going through massive, massive changes this year. So 7 in 7, a lot of you have not really experienced dark night as bad as others. So this year is where, if you have not done the work, then you're going to have to do the work this year. If you have experienced it before, then this year is just you kind of just the song that I'm hearing for you is "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend." So you're like, oh, I recognize this. It's happened again. It's like, okay, I can see what's happening, and I know what I need to do. I know what I need to work on. Okay, so that's kind of what you will be experiencing. For others, if you haven't experienced this before, then it's going to be all new. If you do not flow with the direction that the universe is pushing you in, if the universe is saying, look, this is not working, it's time to let go and move on into this new direction, you don't do it, then the universe is going to force you to do it. And I've mentioned this story, I've mentioned this analogy many times in many of my videos, so I'm going to mention it again. Skip 10 seconds if you've heard this before, about wanting to go bungee jumping. So if you're going to jump off a cliff, then you're standing at the cliff top and you're standing there. So before you jump, you prepare, you check the harness, you check everything's on, security, where you're going to put your hands, you take a deep breath and you jump. Okay, you're prepared for it. But if you stand there and think, I want to do it, but I'm not sure, and you're standing and you're thinking and you're talking, the universe is like, look, there's a queue behind, so we need you to get going, and they're just going to kick you off. So if you get kicked off the cliff, then you are not ready, right? You are going to panic. As you're falling, you're going to panic, think about your arms flying everywhere, slapping your face, right? And you might injure yourself. And now you have this trauma because you were not prepared for it. So then you have to heal from the trauma as you move in a new direction, and grieve and all those things. It's a mess. That's where you experience the dark night of the soul, because you were not prepared for this. But if you come into this acceptance where you're like, okay, I see this, I know I've invested a lot of time, money, energy into this, but it's not working. Which way can I move? What works for me? It's like if you're holding on to something. For example, this happened to a lot of people in 2020, where we went to lockdown because we were forced to move online. Shops that decided, okay, we're going to move online, they decided to put all their products online and say, we offer shipping to your door. They did really well, and they're still doing really well, you know but those who said, oh no, this is not my thing, we'll wait for the doors to open again, then you know what, they're losing out now, because a lot of people are still purchasing things online. They're no longer going to shops. It's just like Example for me, I have never bought groceries online before. I would go to the shop, I walk through each aisle, and I'll get what I want, right? And because of the lockdown and things like that, and I got sick and this and that, I had to buy groceries online. And when I realized the easiness of it, I have someone just dropping it to my door. It's awesome. When I tried it, I said, wow, this is amazing. It's good quality stuff. They didn't pick like leftovers or whatever because I feared those things. And when everything came and I'm like, this is good. So now I start doing these things. So I would go to companies that offer either shipping to my door, deliveries, or I would go to companies that offer click to boot, to your boot, um, services. So basically, they bring your things out to your car, put it into your boot, and you drive away. You don't have to go in, and everything's done online, payments online. It's just easier for me as well. So those who move, they're thriving. So this is the year for you as well, where you realize that, okay, this is not working. I've got to evolve. I've got to try something new. And if you don't do it, then you're going to fall behind. You're going to feel like you're struggling. It doesn't matter if you have been doing one thing for so long. If it's not working for you anymore, you might have to move in a new direction. Life part seven comes sometimes with this energy where you got to let go of something that you've been doing your whole life and move into something new. It's like someone who was a doctor their whole life. All of a sudden, they realize that, what, this is not what I want to do. Actually, I'm more into law, and now I want to study law and become a lawyer. It's like that opposites, moving into new directions. So all I can say is flow this year. Okay, flow, trust the universe, meditations, prayers, find your light. Transform the darkness that you feel inside or anything that you're hit with, transform that into light. Transform your pain into your light. Okay, whatever that you experience, it's to break your ego, to bring your awareness into your light, into your spiritual path, into awakening, into your connection to God, your connection to the universe. And the only way you can feel that connection and really understand your purpose here is if you can go and find that light inside. To find that light, we need to turn off the light first. Okay, you only find your light. Your light is brightest in darkness. So may have to experience certain things to really find your light. But some people, in number seven, it's they have already found the light, so they can flow easily. You don't have that much of issues. But for some who are very stuck in their ego, then you're gonna have to face the darkness. Okay, so whatever that you are feeling, just keep giving it light. Don't run away from it. Whatever grief or pain that you feel this year, don't run away from it. Sit with it, give it love, give yourself love. Transform that pain into your power and transform that into your light. Okay, I think that was the longest message that I had here for all the numbers. Seven, I feel sorry for sevens because I know I've been through the seven before. So, we've all been through sevens before. So when you are going through it, it feels like a sudden return energy and it feels like it's hard. Okay. So I always sit a little bit longer with my sevens and say that you're going to be okay. I promise you, you're going to be okay. Now, let's look at the cards. What do the cards have to say? So, yep, the eclipses are going to affect you like crazy. So both the eclipses are going to be changes for you. The first eclipse is going to hit you like the bus hitting you. And if you don't get on that bus and you think, no, I'm not going to allow change to happen, you're going to get hit by the next eclipse. But if you allow the changes to happen, right? So perhaps, something that needs to happen, a move of some sort, um, and even if it comes as a shock, if you allow the change to happen and you start to embrace a new path, then this path will just stabilize and help you grow at the next eclipse. But if not, then you're going to get hit by it again in the next eclipse, which is around October. Okay. um this is the time of hard work. A lot of you will be facing that Saturn energy, discipline and breaking the ego and things like that. But you got to take responsibility for your energy here. No more blaming others, but you will also meet the right people who will help you this year. Don't look back. That's the energy. Don't look back. If something's ended, it's time to move on. Don't look back, because you kind of already knew that this was not working. The universe has been giving you signs all the way up to March, to April. It's telling you, look, you're burning out. This is not working. Stop, stop, stop. And if you don't listen, then that's what's going to happen. So this year, it's about you finding your light and stepping out of the shadow that you fall into. Okay. You might feel like you're singled out, and you may be singled out this year because when it comes to your spiritual awakening, you need to find God from inside of you. You need to connect to your light. But if you have all these influences around you telling you this, telling you that, distractions, let's go out with friends, let's do this, right? You're not going to tap into this energy. Okay, so in order to tap into this energy, you will need to be by yourself. Okay, so I do see you standing alone, feeling like you're singled out, needing to fight alone. That's the energy that I see. People might be talking about you. You might be, gossips about you. And that can also pull you down. But it's like, you know, step by step, you will build your reputation again. You will come out of the darkness. Okay, closure. So you will experience some sort of ending this year, okay? But this is a protection. The closure is coming in as a protection for you. So trust that you have the willpower to push through anything that the universe throws at you. You are that powerful, okay? And you're moving into the energy where the universe will provide everything that you need. Okay, to move in a new direction, the universe will provide. If you try to go back to your old energy, this goes down. You want prosperity, abundance to come to you, then you have to move in a new direction. Okay, let's get some advice for you for my number sevens. Some advice for number seven. Let's see. Number seven. So we have the Magician with Archangel Raziel. This is a new soul gift coming in, where you're tapping into your soul purpose. You are ready. You have the resources and the ability to manifest them. Life is magical if you want it to be. You just got to find the magic within you. Make time for those around you, make time for yourself, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Okay, so while you might be faced with difficulties, feeling like you have been singled out, but you still got to tap into that goodness and that kindness. Only then will you be able to move into the new phase beautifully. Okay, you will have to take an unexpected leap of faith, follow your dreams. There's going to be unexpected opportunities. You are clearing certain energies from your Akashic records. You are going to be jumping timelines, moving into a new timeline as well. So um, work with Archangel Metatron in that way. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to stop here for number seven. Is there any other messages? Blessings of water. So working with water. Okay, heal with water. Every time you feel suffocated, go into the ocean, connect to Mama Ocean, ask for healing. Mother Ocean, when you connect to the mother's energy of the ocean, the ocean is wide. You can connect to Earth's energy, you connect to inner Earth, you can connect to Atlantis energy, Lemurian energy, not really Atlantis, but Lemurian energy. You can connect to the father's energy, Poseidon's energy. But when you connect to the mother's energy of the ocean, so when I go and I'll say, Mama Ocean, I need you, mother comes. Okay, the healing that comes through that is magical. It is incredible. So work with the ocean. Okay, now moving on to number eight. Number eight. So number eight, this is the year you create a new identity for yourself. And while number eight for other years, they create a new identity based on, their spiritual awakening from the year before and all the shifts. For you, you are creating a new identity because you have no choice. The universe is changing, the world is changing. So you are tapping into this new energy. So the number eight energy is also the energy where you come up without any ego because you have faced the dark night the year before. You have been faced where you felt like you're singled out. You see the truth about the situation. You see what is happening around you. You see people for who they really are, and you realize what you need to do and how you need to move in a new direction. So a lot of you would have created a new identity for yourself. You're no longer attached to something, a label that you were, that kind of fed your pride. Okay, so for example, oh, I am a doctor and I'm this, or I am a, whatever, right? And you have so much pride with that. But right now, the universe is telling you that you need to move in a new direction because your energy is needed somewhere else. So, maybe you lost your job, so now you have to move into a new, take a new job where you have a new identity. So you're no longer identifying as a doctor, so now you are someone else. So basically, it's that energy. Okay, it's also an energy where you recreate who you are. So I'll give you an example. So if I put you in a new country, right, send you somewhere new, I'm like, no one knows you. So who do you want to be? You know, you get to choose your own name. You get to be who you want, you know. What who are you really? What do you really like? What's your style like? What do you like dressing like? Which is your favorite coffee place? What's your favorite place to go shopping? You know, and you have to learn these things about yourself again. You know, you don't want to do what you always did. You're like, oh, I always did that, so I'm just going to do that again. When you have this opportunity to recreate yourself, that's where you think, who am I really? Do I really like doing this? Do I really like who I am? You know, do I really enjoy what I'm doing, what I've been doing this whole time? You know, do I want changes? Do I want to bring changes into my life? And for that to happen, you have to try different things. So a lot of you may jump from one job to another, from one company to another. You know, it's like if you want to know which is your favorite coffee shop, you've got to try a few shops first before you discover which one you like. So that's the energy that you are in this year. You're going to try different things. And because you are eight in the number 7 year, so, you know, as the world is changing, you have to change as well. You have to come up with a new identity as, you know, the world changes. So along with number ones, you are one of the ones who would adapt to this new energy very quickly. It's like there will be new things that will come up, opportunities that didn't exist before. So something will come up and you will have the opportunity to grab onto that. For example, they may come up with something, and you know, you may be able to get a job in that. It's just like getting a job in Facebook never existed before, right? But now they have a whole company, Meta, and now you can get a job there. So, you know, it's something like that. You know, something new will come up and you are able to tap into the energy very quickly. Okay, able to you'll be one of the first ones to grab that. You're also in the energy of abundance. Number 8 is abundance. So, you know, it depends on what you do and how you handle it. Okay, you can stay in the bottom part of the 8, okay, where you were in your past, or you can push yourself up and try something new and be on the top part of the 8. So 8 has up and down as well. So where you are and what you do and how you recreate yourself depends on you and your choices. Okay, you can always stick and say, I don't want to change, I want to stick to do the same thing over and over again, and then you'll be at the bottom abundant. But if you want to have the full abundance, you have to be on top of the 8. Okay, so let's look at the cards to see what you can expect this year. So this is, you know, your past being burned away. It's like a wake up call for you. You've already experienced that. And right now, you know, you are going to allow change to happen no matter how uncomfortable it is. You're going to allow the change to happen because, you know, your past is, you know, your past is your past. There's no longer a part of you. You are, you know, ready to tap into your power. You are ready to bring in the energy. And whatever that you do this year, it's going to be very successful, especially if it is to do with your life path. Your life path, with your life purpose. Okay, when it's to do with your life purpose here, your soul purpose. Okay, so you're going to be tapping into this energy, especially around May and October. Okay, that's where, so you are going to be influenced by the eclipses, but this is something that you know you want to do. You're going to try different things, and one of it is going to work and it's going to grow really big. It's going to bring you a lot of happiness. Okay, so you got to draw your strength, keep creating new foundations for yourself. You know, don't let fear hold you back. Okay, let go of your past, don't be stubborn, keep an open mind, and just keep, you know, keep going, be practical. It's not a time to rush. So, you know, don't just invest in one thing and think, this is it, I'm going to try this and I'm going to build this and this has to work. And if it doesn't work, you're like, oh, but I wanted this to be my identity. You don't know yet. It's time for you to try different things, move from one thing to another, and see what works for you. Who are you really? Okay, so let's get a few more messages here. This year is full of blessings. So that's always a good thing to see. A lot of blessings for you this year. Life purpose. Okay. A lot of people end up, you know, being who they are meant to be. Destiny in a number 8 year. Okay. It's like I've been using cards my whole life. Okay. I got my first deck when I was in my early 20s. And it's only much later in life, after I did a lot of different things in life, before I came back to using cards. And although someone told me in the past, you know, you're going to be a reader, I'm like, nah, I can't see myself doing that. You know, I'm a fashion designer. So, you know, um, it's like, it's 8 where you really come back to who you are and you realize, yeah, this is something that I think I want to do. And I can see why I want to do this now, you know? So this is the energy that you're going to be in this year. You have a lot of strength. You have a lot of strength because of what you went through last year. You know, you've had a lot of time to think about life, think about things. A lot of times where you felt like your ego was crushed last year, and now you're like, okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can let go of my past. I can have compassion for myself. I have compassion for the world, and I'm going to move on to something that is true to me. What feels like it's true to me and not something for others. A lot of you are also going to go vegan or vegetarian this year as you tap into this new awakening of yourself. And in order for you to be connected to everyone and everything and to see the truth of who you really are, you will feel like you do not want to have dense energies inside of you. So a lot of you would go vegetarian at least or vegan until you feel like your energy is stable again, and then you can revisit and ask yourself if this lifestyle suits you. Okay, so getting some advice for you. You're clearing away all that no longer serves you. You're able to see why certain things happen. You're going to be healing from things that happened last year. You're going to be making good decisions for yourself. You're going to start making good business decisions as well. You're going to be helping those who are less fortunate because you'll feel this need to help other people after the pain that you went through. So you will feel compassion for other people because you have been through darkness, and that's how the healer is born. Okay, the healer is born because they've been through pain as well, and they understand when they see someone else in pain. When I see someone else going through the dark night, I understand because I've been through it before. When I see someone that has been, that is heartbroken, that's grieving, I've been through it before, so I can sympathize with them, and I feel the need to be there for them. Right. So this is something that I see you doing, no matter what line of work that you are in. Um, just find a good balance with your finance because this tendency to feel frustrated and just overspend or to hold on to money and both ways is not bringing abundance in. Okay, because it's either you are letting go too much or you are holding on too much, so there's no proper flow of money. Okay. um there's also moving away from sadness, the need to forgive yourself and others, taking time to heal. It's a lot of healing happening for you this year. Okay, you will also have new people coming into your life. Relationships will begin a new phase. You will also have heightened psychic abilities this year. Okay, now moving on to my number nines. Number nine, this is the best year to be in. This is the best number to be in. I love being in the number 9 year. So 9 is the last chapter of the book. Okay, the finale, the happy ending, right? When you read a book, like the conclusion and everything comes together at the last chapter. It's like, whoa, if there's a twist, it's like, whoa, it all happens at the last chapter. Okay. And they always show me this scene from this movie Hercules, and there's this bit where he's tied, and and he yells something along the lines of, Zeus, I accept you, and when he accepts Zeus as his father, when he accepts himself as the son of a god, where he accepts that he's a demigod, he goes like, I am Hercules. That's where he gets his power. So this is the energy that you are in. So last year you tried different things, you were rediscovering yourself. This year you were like, yeah, this is who I am, and this is who I want to establish. This is how I want to establish my identity to the world. So you're going to be in this energy where you are going to be in your power. You're going to feel very powerful. But in a number 9 can be a bit difficult when you are in a number 7 year, because it's also telling you that, look, you are at the last chapter here. So what's coming now? Do you want things to end this year and move into a new energy before your number 1 next year? Or do you want it to end in number 1? So that's where, you have this thing where you're going to think about. So sometimes you may have the preparation of people coming in that to create or stir the pot that is going to bring in the changes that will happen in the number 1 year, or it might just end this year for you. Okay, so if things end, changes happen, because those that cannot follow you for the next 9 year cycle, those that have completed that karmic cycle with you and you're moving into a new energy, they cannot follow you, then they have to leave your life. Okay, so some of you will have endings this year, things that cannot work anymore. Number 7, with the changes happening, a lot of things cannot work anymore. You're going to let go of old stuff as well, and you're going to move into new energies. You're going to be working with, and you're going to be shining really bright when it comes to all this new technology and stuff that comes in. It's like you will adapt to it really well. You will embrace it really well. You're like, yeah, I'm going to try this, because you are still in the energy of, creating and building your identity. compared to others who know who they are, who are in that stable energy, right? So for them it's like, oh, it's hard to accept all this, but for you, you're in this good energy. You're also in such high vibration, like I said, with number 3 earlier. So 3, 6, and 9, y'all are going to be in very high vibration, and your energy is needed to lift the vibration of the planet while we go through any chaos. Okay, now let's ask the cards for some additional energies here. So this is where you're going to be capturing the wave. Y'all are the old souls, multidimensional souls. You're connected to energies that others can't see. You're connected to the cloud that has the answers that we need. Okay, so when we are going through chaos and changes, there are things that need to happen, and you are connected to the cloud that has the information that can come in and bring change, especially when it comes to like the medical side of things, medicine, um, yeah, medicines and things. I see you bringing some change there, or some awareness towards these things. Okay, you are going to be channeling beauty. You're going to be the source that will bring in beauty of life again. Okay, um, whatever you accomplish this year will be permanent. Okay, whatever you accomplish this year will be permanent. um, you're going to remove anything from your life that really isn't real, anything that is toxic, um, you're just going to remove that from you. So if you feel like things are not really working right for you, well, that's because they have not, they don't have good intentions for you, or that situation wasn't helping you to grow into your highest power. A lot of you, look at that, we got the 10th house, your legacy. This is the year you create your legacy. I keep going back to Hercules, and how he created legacy in that very moment. So there's a lot of changes here. I see you healing the masculine energy within you, healing your relationship with the masculine energies around you as well, in your life as well. You are clearing any influence that was put on you by the primary male figure in your life. You're clearing that. You are regaining your reputation. If someone made you feel or accused you of something, or made you feel small, you are clearing your name. You're coming back up. You're letting the world see who you are. Okay, you're letting the world see who you are. You are no longer moving around with illusions. It's like you see the world for what it is, and you know what to do next. Okay, this is the year you create your legacy. It is destiny, fate, karma. You are connected to your higher mind. There's luck and expansion. There's a lot of travel involved for you this year as well. A lot of you will be traveling to different parts of the world. It's like, going outside your ordinary, long distance travel, air travel. I see you going to places that you've never been to before, or opportunities to travel to certain places for work as well. Okay, let's get a few more messages here. I see you chasing your dreams. A lot of you are going to be making investments, or doing what you can to collect assets for yourself for safety reasons. I see some of you creating your will as well, because that means that you have enough to even think about, having a will, creating a will for yourself. And then we have the manifestations. You are a master manifester. You are going to be tapping into all these different talents. You're going to go after your dreams. If there's something that you have always wanted to try, you're going to go after it. Kind of like, it's interesting. This is not what you're going to be experiencing, or it may, if you this is something that you want to do and you are in that part of the world. It's like they're showing me, America's Got Talent. So it's like you're putting yourself on a big stage. So if you have always wanted to be recognized for a certain talent, and then you're putting yourself on that stage, and you're getting the golden buzzer. So that's like the energy that I feel for you this year. So you're going to be putting yourself out there on the world stage, and you are going to go after your dreams, and the world is going to see what you're made of, your talent. Okay, your finance is going to be amazing this year. You will have improvement in your financial health. You'll have the clarity to do, what to do next. You'll have the clarity to do what you want. There's a lot of good energy. It's like energy is coming into a balance. You have paid off all karma, so it's a good balance there. You're going to see those that wrong you, you're going to see them pay their karma as well. Okay, and this will bring you a lot of peace. Okay, being in this energy where you really accept yourself for who you are, and you come into this place of power, it will bring you, inner power. It will bring you a lot of peace. You know how to, set good boundaries for yourself. You're not just putting up with all kinds of, you know um negative energy. And the back of the deck here, we have good luck. So you are surrounded by amazing luck this year. Okay, everything, it's like you have people coming to work with you, to support you. Everyone is just going to help you grow and, tap into this power, okay, into your own power. Your guides are working with you very strongly, very closely as well. Now let's get some advice for you. We have a content and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs will be met. You will have trustworthy relationships. You will also have a lot of time where you're going to be doing self-discovery, continue doing self-discovery, helping people work through self-discovery as well. You might be listening to a lot of spiritual teaching or teaching yourself, teaching other people, yourself. Happy times, positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. We have the star here. By August, you will feel really positive about life. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation and taking a trip somewhere. Okay, so we have got that here. I'm sorry, I know it's not clear. Like I mentioned in for one of the other groups, I can only save it in low resolution. If not, it takes me 3 days to upload a video because the internet sucks. So until I move to my new place and I have a better internet connection, because with the apartment there's only a certain limit that I can get. So once I move to my own place, better internet connection, faster uploads, I can save it in a larger file. So anyway, all good things. Okay, all good things. And I feel like you're very witty, you're funny. There's this, I think there's a TikTok filter where you sit on a boat and it goes with that sad song, like some Titanic song or something, and it's like you are making fun of things. You're sitting on that boat and you're like, look at me caring about what everyone says, or or look at me moving into a new path or doing something new or traveling. But it's like you're doing it in a very sarcastic way where it's funny, where people watch it and they laugh because you're bringing humor into a difficult situation. That's something that I see for you here. So all good things there. Okay, now coming down to those who are in number 11 or number 22. Now if you have the total number of 11 or 22, okay, and with this I mean your date, your month, and your year of birth. Okay, if you total that and you get number 22 or number 33 or number 11, those are master numbers because y'all are ascended masters. You are here to help humanity. So you're born on those dates, especially if you're born on, like, 11, 22. Those are the main numbers that I see. um you will not be completely influenced by the yearly numbers because you get influenced by those around you. You experience what others are experiencing. So if you are a child, you will experience what your parents experience. If they're going through dark night, you go through dark night. If they're going through hell, you go through hell. So if you're with a partner, then if your spouse, your partner is going through hell, you go through hell. If you're in a business partnership and this person's going through hell, you go through hell. Okay, so you are very much influenced by the people around you. You will always feel what other people feel. Even with friends, best friends going through difficulty, it's like you can't enjoy life because your friend is suffering. Your friend is going through the spiritual awakening. So a lot of times you are influenced by that because your energy here is to hold space for others to tap into their soul purpose. A lot of you will tap into your soul purpose in a later part of life. Okay, but until you have taken this contract, I will help you awaken. So until all these people have tapped into their purpose, only then will you step up and they will come in and support you as you step into your purpose. Okay, so you may not feel the full effects of things. So say if you are complete a total number 11, right, and then this year you are in 5 or 6 or whatever, it doesn't matter. You will feel a small effect of it, but overall you will still feel what the people around you are feeling. Okay, but again, if you total the number of your date, your month, and this year it totals to 11, it still counts as number 2. Okay, because you do not have a complete life path of 11 or 22. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Although if you are in, if you total your month, your date, and this year and you get 11, you are influenced by 2, but you will still not have too much of you will not go too deep into number 2. You will be on the surface level of 2. Okay, so it still works in that way. I hope that made sense. I try my best to explain. Like I said earlier, this is the third video that I'm doing. So I am so tired of explaining the same thing over and over again. But I really feel like this is an important video and this needed to be out there, and so I had to do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this video helped. So I will speak to you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.